Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us in honoring WASP Marion Tibbetts as the most recent WASP in the Spotlight. The collective WASP story is a very captivating and inspiring recollection of the young women who were motivated by patriotism, love of flying, and adventure during World War II, known as Women Air Force Service Pilots, WASP. They ferried planes from factories to the U.S. air bases, towed gunnery targets, and transported equipment and personnel, thus releasing men for combat duty overseas. You may ask, what makes this exhibit different from other WASP exhibits? The WASP in the Spotlight highlights and honors individual WASP who may or may not be familiar to many of us. Every WASP story deserves to be told. The exhibit showcases a WASP life before, during, and after the WASP program disbanded in December 1944. They never lost their love of flying and continue to inspire all of us to follow our dreams and to defy the odds and break barriers. Marion Tibbetts, 43W6, was one of these women. Marion never married and has no living relatives as far as we know. Her story is told through original 1943 WASP training video, newspaper clippings, photos, letters, and postcards from Wayne Brewer, a close friend, and correspondence with her WASP classmates. Marion was born January 5, 1915 in Whitman, Massachusetts to Raymond and Mabel Tabor Tibbetts. She fell in love with flying at a very early age. Her interest in flying goes back to the early 1930s when she was a student at Whitman High. A newspaper clipping reports that Marion smiled as she remembered. My English teachers must have been awfully tired of reading compositions on aviation. On July 4, 1936, she began flying lessons with her older sister Claire at Hanover Airport near Boston. In December 1938, she passed her test for a civilian pilot's license. After that, she flew heavy and light planes in all kinds of weather and earned a reputation as one of the best women pilots in Massachusetts. Here you can see mementos and a few artifacts from Marion Tibbetts' collection, such as American Red Cross pins and name tag, and actually an award that she received for typing when she was in high school. At the age of 28, Marion entered the WASP training program on April 25, 1943, and in keeping with the WASP tradition was nicknamed Tibby. She graduated with the class 43W6 on October 9, 1943, and was assigned to Romulus, Michigan, and the Ferry Division of the Air Transport Command. The 1943 film shows water safety training at Sweetwater Municipal Pool, along with graduation and other memorable moments. When the WASP program disbanded, Marion returned home and eventually decided to join the Air Force after receiving a letter from the Department of the Air Force in 1948-49, which offered WASP an appointment in the United States Air Force Reserve as second lieutenant. The rank of commission in the Air Force Reserve was predicated with the length of service served in the WASP, exclusive of training programs. All WASPs who had married and were now mothers of children got a commission one day, and the next day it was taken away from them. Approximately 200 WASPs responded, and only a few got into active duty as Air Force reservists. In 1968-69, 20 years later, only 7 or 8 were left on active duty. Approximately a dozen reservists remained. Marion was one of the 8 WASP who were on active duty. The 8 were in non-flying positions, and 7 of the 8 were members of the U.S. Air Force. The 8th one was in the Army. Marion Tibbetts Spotlight will be on display June through September 15, 2020. Please make plans to come and experience the WASP story at the National WASP World War II Museum in Sweetwater, Texas. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, 1 to 5. Thank you, and see you soon.